What if the most terrifying part of a horror movie wasn't something you saw? No monster, no mass psycho, no gory weapon. Imagine instead a sound. A sound so powerful, so perfectly designed to scare you, that it slips past your eyes and grabs your brain. A sound that doesn't just make you jump, but actively shreds your sense of safety, leaving you feeling wide open. Tonight, we're not just listening. We're pulling these sounds apart. Welcome to the sinister side of the soundtrack. We're diving headfirst into some of the most chilling soundscapes ever put on film. Forget the jump scares you see telegraphed a mile away. We're talking about those sounds that crawl into your subconscious. The noises that build that awful, creeping dread, and the screams and whispers that define pure terror. In this ultimate horror movie audio countdown, we're peeling back the layers of sound design. We'll uncover the sneaky techniques, the psychological games, and the sheer artistic genius that makes these noises so lethal to your peace of mind. Get ready to open your ears, and maybe, just maybe, you'll never hear these films the same way again. We'll dig into why these specific sounds hit us so hard, turning a movie night into something genuinely terrifying. The countdown commences. Number 10. Kicking off our list at number 10. Let's talk about those incredibly effective vocal tricks that bring otherworldly things to life. Think about modern horror, from the deep, guttural growls in the Conjuring films to the mangled, desperate screams in the Saw series, or even the freaky creature noises in shows like Stranger Things. Sound designers keep proving that the human, or not-so-human voice is maybe the most terrifying tool they've got. These aren't just random noises. They're often carefully made by layering human and animal sounds, then digitally stretching and twisting them until they sound both familiar and deeply, deeply wrong. The sonic secret here? It's like an uncanny valley for your ears. Close enough to human to grab you, but warped enough to set off all your internal alarms. Number 9. The Clockwork of Doom. At number 9, we have a sound that taps into that awful feeling of innocence twisted. John Carpenter's iconic piano theme for Halloween 1978. This isn't some grand, complicated piece. It's a deceptively simple, repetitive melody played in an odd 5/4 time signature. That unusual timing gives it this lurching, off-kilter feel. The theme's relentless rhythm perfectly mirrors Michael Myers' slow, unstoppable pursuit, cooking up a sense of doom you just can't shake. Its genius is in its simplicity. Every note feels deliberate, almost mechanical, stripping away any comfort and leaving just cold, persistent dread. It's a sound that instantly tells you pure, motiveless evil has arrived, proving sometimes the simplest sounds are the ones that mess with you the most. Number 8. The Whispers of the Damned. Our 8th pick explores the creepy power of messed up found footage audio, and Sinister 2012 nails this one. The film's infamous home movie scenes are made so much worse by their seriously disturbing soundtracks. These aren't just clear recordings. The audio is intentionally warped, with twisted music, eerie whispers, and digitally degraded voices that just ooze unease. The sonic secret is how it corrupts something that should be normal. Home movies are supposed to be about happy times or just everyday life. But here, the distortion turns them into peaks into pure evil. The mangled audio, along with the grainy visuals, suggests something is fundamentally broken and evil, making those scenes intensely uncomfortable and really hard to forget. Number 7. The Anthems of Hell. Coming in at number 7 is a sound that uses the terrifying power of grand corrupted holiness. Jerry Goldsmith's Oscar-winning score for The Omen 1976, especially the track Avenue Satani. This is not subtle stuff. It's a loud, terrifying choral piece sung in Latin, basically a demonic flip-flop of a religious hymn. The sheer force of the choir, chanting praises to the Antichrist, brings up this deep sense of religious dread and supernatural evil. It's the sound of ancient prophecies coming true and dark forces taking over. The sheer size and intensity of Ada Satani make the threat feel massive and unstoppable, showing that music can be just as scary as any monster you see on screen. Number 6. The Melon and the Blade. At number 6, we're going old school, but focusing on a specific, brutal sound effect from Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho 1960. The sound of the stabbing itself. Bernard Herrmann's score, don't worry, we'll get to it, is legendary, but the actual sound of knife hitting flesh is just as crucial for that scene's horrifying punch. Story goes, the Foley artists tried all sorts of things, and finally found that stabbing a cassava melon gave them the perfectly wet, sickening thud they were after. This raw, visceral sound, made with such care, adds a layer of gruesome reality that makes the horror hit harder, especially back when on-screen violence was way less graphic. It just shows how practical sound effects can make violence feel horribly real, even when a lot is left to your imagination. Number 5. The Roar of Madness. Cracking our top 5 is that unforgettable, terrifying roar of Leatherface's chainsaw from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974. This isn't merely a sound effect. It's a sonic weapon that's become a lasting symbol of relentless, savage horror. The raw, mechanical, and incredibly loud scream of that chainsaw motor instantly signals chaos, unhinged violence, and society completely breaking down. There's nothing subtle about it. Its power is in its aggressive reality. It's a common tool twisted into an instrument of pure terror. And its distinct sound immediately kicks in your fight or flight response, making Leatherface a uniquely auditory threat you won't soon forget. Number 4. The Harbinger of Alien Invasion. Our number 4 spot goes to a sound that announces alien destruction on a massive scale. The tripod horn from Steven Spielberg as War of the Worlds 2005. This is not a sound you shake off easily. Described as a deep, resonant, and terrifyingly loud blast, it was apparently made using a wild combo of a gem drum and a didgeridoo, then processed to get that alien quality. The horn doesn't just mean the tripods are here. It's the sound of doom itself, of cities crumbling, and of humanity being totally insignificant against a technologically superior and completely ruthless enemy. Its unique, otherworldly sound makes it deeply unsettling, tapping into that primal fear of the unknown and overwhelming power. Number 3. The Jaws of Fear. Swimming into our top 3 is one of the most famous and effective musical cues in movie history. John Williams' 2-note shark theme from Jaws 1975. Da-dum. That's all it is. Da-dum. 2 simple, alternating notes, an E and F, that build in speed and intensity to signal the approaching shark. This minimalist bit is a masterclass in building suspense. It doesn't need a huge orchestra to be terrifying. Its power is in its primal simplicity and its direct link to unseen, deadly danger lurking just under the surface. The theme basically acts as the shark's audible fin, often being the only clue it's there, making the unseen threat even stronger and scarier. It is so burned into our culture that just those 2 notes are enough to make you feel a bit uneasy. Number 2. The Symphony of Possession. Our runner-up for the ultimate sound that kills is from The Exorcist 1973. A film famous for its disturbing audio. While tons of sounds in that movie contribute, we're spotlighting 2 big ones. The gruesome cracking sound of Regan's head spinning 180 degrees, and the ever-present, unsettling main theme, Mike Oldfield's Tubular Bells. The headspin sound, supposedly made by twisting a leather wallet full of credit cards near a microphone, is sickeningly awful. A nasty punctuation to an impossible act. This paired with Tubular Bells, music not even written for horror, but whose repetitive, slightly off-kilter tune becomes incredibly sinister and almost childlike in the movie's context, creates an atmosphere of deep spiritual violation and dread. The clash of the innocent-sounding theme with the horrific stuff on screen is a huge part of why it's so chilling. Number 1. The sound of pure terror. And now, the number 1 sound that kills. A sound so iconic, so groundbreaking. It changed horror movies forever. The screeching violins from the shower scene in Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho 1960. Composed by the legendary Bernard Herrmann, this isn't music in the usual sense. It's a full-on auditory attack. The shrill, stabbing, jarring shrieks of the violins, violas, and cellos perfectly mimic the frantic, brutal violence of the knife attack on Marion Crane. What makes it so terrifying is its aggressive, almost bird-like screeching, a sound that feels like it's directly violating your senses. Herrmann famously had to argue to even get this music in, as Hitchcock originally wanted the scene to have no score at all. Today, it's impossible to think of the shower scene without it. The sound has gone way beyond the film, becoming a universal signal for terror and suspense, instantly recognizable and forever chilling. It is, without a doubt, a sound that truly kills your comfort. So there you have it, the top 10, in my opinion, ultimate horror movie audios of all time. But of course, the world of horror audio is huge and terrifying. We'd be crazy not to mention a few other tricks that make our skin crawl. That carefully engineered jump scare, that sudden blast of sound designed to make you leap out of your skin, is a classic for a reason. Then you've got the subtle, but super effective, ghostly whispers and disembodied breathing, often hidden in the sound mix to create that creepy feeling of a presence when nothing's there. And who could forget how horror loves to twist innocent things, like the sound of a music box or a ticking clock, turning them into signs of dread or lost innocence. These sounds prove that very often, it's not just what you hear, but how and when you hear it, that really gets you. From the minimalist dread of a two-note theme, to the complex layers of a demonic choir and the raw impact of a perfectly timed sound effect. It's clear, sound is one of the most powerful weapons a horror filmmaker has. These sounds do more than just go along with the pictures. They invade our minds, mess with our emotions, and poke at our deepest fears. They bypass logic and go straight for the gut, proving that sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones we hear, long after we've closed our eyes. The sonic secrets hidden in these films are a real testament to the incredible skill of composers and sound designers, who work tirelessly to create the very feeling of fear. They get that a well-placed screech, an unsettling silence, or a distorted whisper can be more bone-chilling than any creature a special effects team can cook up. So, what sounds haunt your nightmares? Which horror movie audio moment sticks with you the most? Let us know your picks in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the sounds that kill, please hit that like button. Subscribe for more horror analysis and dissections, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next trip into the dark. Until next time, try not to listen too closely to the shadows.